Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Friday. I woke up today and I went to wake my kids up and I said, "It's Friday!" I don't know why it felt so exciting that today was Friday, more exciting than any other Friday, but it's been a week. I know you guys are all probably feeling it too with the Christmas only 1 week away, a little bit more than a week away until Christmas. And so all of the gifts need to be purchased and wrapped and mailed if you're mailing gifts and cards. And yes, so it has been a crazy week, but a few things that get checked off the list each day. So I hope you guys are experiencing the same and enjoying the joy of the season as well. So tell me hello as you're hopping on today. I'm going to get my comments going here so that I can say hi to everybody as you're popping on. I am a merry mama today. Do you guys have your holiday shirts and attire on? This whole week at the gym, it has been a dress up week, and so I've been wearing ugly sweaters and Christmas socks, and people have been wearing the fun necklaces. So yeah, it's been good. So yeah, comments aren't popping up here for me for some reason. So hopefully they hop on soon. Otherwise, if Whitney, if you're watching this, maybe you want to come in with your computer so you can help me with comments today. I'm not sure why they're not popping up, but hopefully I'm live and in the right place, right? It's Friday, it's 10 o'clock, and we are going to open some goodies from our advent calendar. Hopefully you've already opened them, but we are going to go through the different things that came in the advent calendar for the last 7 days, and then we're going to craft together. Before we do that, I want to give one more reminder just in case you haven't seen it yet. We have been trying to make sure everybody knows that our Stamp Joy virtual event is coming up in March, and we want you all to attend. It is a super fun time, and we've been trying to get the word out there. It just launched yesterday. We've got hundreds of people already registered. We might even get to 1,000 before the weekend, so that would be really fun. You would be in good company if you decide to come, and I know that lots of people have given great testimonials for Stamp Joy who have attended before. It's just a really fun weekend. It's a nice pace. You get to make up to 14 projects, so if you join both the class and the Saturday event, then you'll end up with 14 cards at the end of it, and you'll get a lot of the supplies that you can use to make more of the cards as well. So I know one of the biggest questions for our people who have not attended before is, does it come with all the supplies? So no, it does not come with all the supplies. You need to provide some of the basic items from your own craft stash. So things like ink and adhesives, and if we're doing coloring techniques, you need a coloring medium. Things like maybe we're going to be using some liquid watercolor this year. So we will put out a supply list of things that we recommend that you purchase, but there are always substitutions that you can make. So if you don't have the exact ink colors and you're not wanting to buy anything new, you can substitute and create the card with ink colors that you have on hand. So don't feel like you need to buy a lot of things. We will be providing all of the stamps that you need in order to make the projects. So whether those come as part of your goodie bag, or we do a bulk panel where we pull out some images from stamp sets that we've already released, and then you get all of those. So yeah, there's definitely, you get a lot of goodies and definitely ways that you can substitute. So if you're thinking, I have to buy a ton of extra supplies, you don't. So you can get creative. They might not look exactly like the cards we're making, but really you can think of these as the make and take sessions are like mini classes. So you learn a technique that you can try with products that you might have in your stash already. So I hope you guys are excited for Stamp Joy. I am still not seeing comments, and I'm kind of starting to worry. I haven't seen Whitney come in, so that probably means that I am live, but I can't talk to anybody, so I feel alone here. So yeah, I'm gonna put out another call for Whitney. If you can come back in with a computer that shows comments, then you can help me and chat with people while I'm live today. But I am gonna get going because I'm assuming, since I haven't heard anything, that am I live?
You're all good.
Okay.
People are commenting here saying, hey, Taylor.
Can you bring in your computer and
Yes,
maybe
I will.
facilitate comments? Because I've tried a couple different things and it's not popping up for me, so I'm not really sure why. But anyway, I'm just glad you're all here and you can see me and hear me. So, all right, Whitney's going to go grab that and she'll be back and we can have a chat together. But I'm going to get going to talk about days 10 through 16. So we're going to open these gifts like I said, and then we're going to craft with some of them. So let's start with number 10. You opened this on December 10th. I decided to just start in, but you can feel free to just shout out people's comments and tell me.
We're so excited. Good morning.
Oh, good.
We're traveling today. Someone's going to the Magnolia Silos.
That sounds fun.
I want to do that so bad.
I bet that's decorated beautifully for Christmas.
Should we go? Sisters Weekend?
We should. How about next year?
Okay.
All right, so number 10 is this fun clay sprinkle mix in our signature teal color. So you get a nice sized jar to make shaker cards. This would be great for a birthday shaker. We have a mix that's kind of similar to this. It separates the dots and the sprinkles, and we decided to put them together and make them all teal so you can have a little bit of TE teal for whatever your next project might be. So those are kind of a fun little thing. These actually we will not be using today. So I'm going to set those aside. That was number 10. Number 11. So at the end of all of this, I always like to ask everyone, what was your favorite item? And sometimes it changes. So you can tell me what your favorite was now, and then maybe at the end when I'm done creating with things, you'll have a new favorite. So number 11 is another little fun imagery from Tailored Expressions. It says share joy, our mission at TE, and this is our adorable little unicorn. It's also a stamp art, so if you really like this and you don't have it yet, we have this as a stamp set. It's called Be Unicorn, and it comes with a coordinating die as well. So this is a holographic sticker. I'm kind of moving it around here so you can see the holographic print. But really fun. You could put that on your TE tumbler, your Crafty Fuel tumbler, or on your computer laptop, or any other water bottle that you have. I love it. Somewhere in your craft room to remind you of your mission to share joy with your creative talents. All right.
So many comments about people are having so much fun opening the advent calendar every day. Gets them excited to start the day.
Oh.
Day 12 seems to be the winner so far.
Yes, okay, we're on day 12. This is my favorite. I think we've all been squealing about this since we kind of came up with this idea and put it into production and received it. So maybe, Whitney, can you set your computer up here and then I can read the comments? Because I'm good at that too. I can read and talk, usually.
Let me set it up so
Maybe.
you can see it.
Maybe not. Okay, so day number 12. This is our mini mitt. Isn't it so adorable? So I love, we have Erin here in the office, and this idea was actually something that Erin came up with. So one day, Erin's a fairly new crafter. She didn't stamp before she came to work at Tailored Expressions. And one day she said, is there anything to put on your fingers when you're embossing? Because sometimes I burn my fingers or I get too close. And, you know, as someone who's crafted for a long time, I didn't really think of that as an issue until she brought that up. And I was like, you know what? We got to come up with something. So this is mini mitts. And you can see you could put your thumb and your forefinger in it. And I love also, Erin wrote this little copy about the mini mitts, and so it made me smile, and I want to read it to you. My, oh my, what modern marvels. Mini mitts majorly modify making by minimizing misery. So hopefully you like all of her alliteration there. I can't believe she wrote, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 word sentence, and 7 of the words start with M. So
I love that.
This will minimize any misery you had while making any projects that use heat embossing. So we're going to use these today. And you know what? If you need to get a hot pan out of the microwave, then here you go. Grab it with your mini mitt. I think everybody loved these. And again, simply it says slip them on your index finger and thumb and easily hold your cardstock while heat embossing. So your fingers will be protected and you'll feel super cute in our signature teal color mini mitts. So that is day number 12.
Somebody said they love the tiny thumbs on them.
I
Just an addition.
I know, it's like, it looks like a mitten, right? It's molded with a tiny little thumb. All right, everybody's loving the mini mitts, and it is kind of funny and hopefully useful. Christine asked if number 12 will be for sale, and yes, we did have to manufacture a good number of these in order to get the custom color and design that we wanted, and so we will be making the mini mitts available for purchase at a later date. So if you want to grab a couple more pairs, actually the one you received in the advent calendar is just one, but we'll be selling them as a pair of mini mitts when they release for purchase. So if you want to grab another pair just to have around, so you'll never be without your mini mitts, you can do that here in a little bit. We'll be releasing those in the new year. So, all right, number 13. Up next, we have a fun little stamp for you guys, actually 2 stamps. So this was illustrated by Gaia, who does a lot of our cutesy illustrations. It has the adorable eyes on it, the kind of cross-eyed look. It is a crafty container that holds different craft supplies. So there's a paintbrush and a ruler, a pencil, scissors, and a marker. So this is something you can use for your crafty friends, or we'll be using this a little bit later. You can use it with this stamp and let someone know on a tag or something like that that says, I totally made this. So if you're into making handmade gifts, hopefully you get some use out of this crafty container and I totally made this stamp. All right, next up, Mary says she needs some extra mini mitts for sure. Okay, number 14. Oh yeah, Christine says she wants to get some mini mitts for her friends. That would be a great little, just a fun little kind of crafty friend stocking stuffer type of idea. All right, number 14 is the coordinating die for that tiny little crafty cup. So there's the stamp image, and then in day 14 you got the coordinating die for that image. So that will be useful. Lots of different things you can do with it when you can cut it out and not have to grab your scissors. Day number 15.
The excitement is building.
Da, da, da. Day number 15 is kind of a fun little item. So this is a wooden tag. Now, as we were thinking about what would go with this crafty pencil cup and the I totally made this, the thought came up that wouldn't it be fun to make tags with this particular stamp and sentiment combo. And so you have 3 wooden tags, a little bit of stepped up version from just a regular cardstock paper tag. And we'll be using these a little bit later so I can explain a little bit more about the different techniques you can do with wooden tags to decorate it and make it look even more fun and festive for your gift. So that's number 15. And then last, number 16. Something that's going to work really well. Maybe you already have these in your craft room, but this is going to work really well with the adorable crafty pencil image. We're going to be using the wobble springs. There are 3 of them in the package, and then you get 6 little googly eyes that are sized to fit perfectly on that cute little pencil cup image. So you can kind of see where we're going with things. It's sort of like when you shop at the grocery store, and I always wonder if the clerk who's checking me out is wondering what I'm making for dinner based on what I'm buying, because I'm the type that goes to the grocery store and I buy everything that I need for that night for dinner. And I always think, I wonder if she knows what I'm making based on what I have in my cart today. So if you guys have been thinking, I wonder what Taylor's making with the things that have been in here, then you don't have to wait any longer. We're going to talk about it now. So we're going to start with those wooden tags, and we're going to create a couple of gifty tag ideas. I wanted to give you some different options for how you could use these wooden tags. Obviously, you can leave them plain if you want to, but you can also paint them. So I just gave these a coat of white paint prior to coming on the live. It did take a little while to dry, so I did these last night and let them dry overnight with a white coat of paint, but you could do colored paint, you could do just splashes of multiple colors, lots of different options for painting the tags. But I stuck with white because I wanted to do some different techniques on top of the tags. And one of those is, we're actually going to get out something else from your advent calendar. We used this last week and we're going to use it again. So this is our teal shimmer that was in the, I forget exactly what day last week, but we used this last week with those heart stencils, and we're going to use it today on our tag. So after letting this dry, I have some, actually, Whitney, I told you I didn't use pixie spray, but I think I did.
You want that?
So can I have the pixie spray back? Oh, Charlie says that's why she goes to self-checkout, less judgment about what she's buying.
Yes.
I know, sometimes I think, oh my goodness.
Frozen pizza.
Frozen pizzas and those Little Bites muffins. Henry eats like 12 packages a week. So I'm always stocking up on Little Bites muffins, and I think, yeah, probably not the best food for my kid to be eating, but Henry gets what Henry wants because that kid is so skinny. We can't get him to gain much weight. So if he wants Little Bites muffins, he gets them.
And he's so cute. I'd give him anything.
Yes, that's true too. All right, so I sprayed that with pixie spray, and some people are asking about distress paints or using oxides to blend over the top of the tags. All of those things would be really fun too. So experiment with different products that you have on hand. This is our Swiss Hearts Mini Slim Stencil. I sprayed it with pixie spray, and I'm going to center it over the top of my tag. I'm going to go ahead and tack the stencil down with my teal tape just so that it doesn't move while I am blending, or not blending, kind of scraping the paste over the top. I want to get a good adhesion of that stencil to the wood so that we don't get any of the material or the medium to go kind of underneath our stencil. We don't want that. All right. Grab a little bit of this with my Nuvo Media spatula, and then we can just take from the top and scrape down. So I forgot to talk about this at the beginning, but now I can hear all the commotion downstairs. We have something pretty cool going on today. I don't know if any of you, if you're local, you may have heard of this in the Midwest, but it's a global charity. Meals from the Heartland is coming to our office today. They're actually setting up right now, and our staff and many of our customers are joining us throughout the day to package meals for hungry that get donated to people who don't have food and are hungry. So they, as I said, are a global charity, so this gets sent around the world, a lot of times in places that have natural disasters or just struggle with hunger in general. They're used here in Iowa and all throughout America. So we get the opportunity to package these meals up, and our goal today is to package 25,000 meals. Did you know that?
Wow.
I know, and I just read.
I'm so excited.
I just read on their website this morning that they've been around since 2008, and since then they have packaged 200 million meals that have been sent to, I don't know, I think about every country imaginable. pretty amazing the things that they do, and we are just really happy to be able to support them. We have done it as a team before. We've actually gone to their facility in the past couple of years, and this year with our new building, we're able to accommodate them coming to us. So we're really excited to have them here, and we all get to participate and enjoy a taco bar and have a fun Friday around here. So, all right, so here's that. You can see as I was talking, I was wiping that excess paste off of the side of the tag just to get the extra that was kind of hanging out there. And then we're gonna let this dry. So I'll set this aside and we'll revisit that in a few minutes. All right.
I had never heard of Meals from the Heartland, but I think it's such a cool.
It is very, very cool, especially when you get to be a part of the process and see it all come together and what are these meals. So I'm not sure exactly which meal we're packaging today, but they're all, you basically scoop different foods like rice and one time we made a noodle dish. Taco mac, I think, is one thing that they make often. It kind of depends on what part of the country or the world that they're sending them to, what type of meals they make, but it's really fun. Okay, we are gonna stamp now and get a chance to use our mini mitts. So I have some of our sugar cube cardstock that I'll slide down here, and I'm gonna powder up the cardstock, give it a good coat of our powder tool to reduce any of that static and hopefully keep the imagery nice and crisp. So I'll go ahead and try to save and conserve. We'll go over here in the corner here. Got the sentiment and the image. I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair.
Somebody said, okay, paste on the tags is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, super easy. You could do any of our Happy Medium glitter paste too. I just thought I should do the one that came in the advent calendar, since you guys might have that close at hand. But yeah, lots of different pastes would be fun. Now, Whitney, maybe you want to grab me the embossing powder one so at least I can show the idea, even though we won't be doing it on the video. The one with the red in it. All right, so I stamped that with my VersaFine Clair, and we're going to emboss it then with clear embossing powder. This is one of my favorite techniques to do, that VersaFine Clair. If you're still wondering why do I need another black ink pad, this one has been something that I have really enjoyed using for this particular reason. It is a pigment ink, so it stays wetter longer than like our Oreo ink, and so then you can emboss it. It has eliminated the need for black embossing powder for me, because I simply stamp the image in black and emboss it in clear embossing powder, and that eliminates any of those extra flecks of black embossing powder that really stand out on the white cardstock. You don't have to see that anymore, because the clear, just even if you have little specks of clear, you don't notice it. So we're going to go ahead and heat this. I'm going to grab my mini mitts. We'll hold it down here in this corner. All right. I love seeing the little thumb. Feeling really comfortable inside the mini mitts. Haven't burned my thumb yet. No burning. I can guarantee though, if I didn't have that mini mitt on, my thumb would be burned, because the mini mitts are warm. So they're doing their job. They are made of silicone, so if you did want to use them for any reason with any paste, or you happen to get something on them, they will just come clean in the dishwasher or the sink with some soap. So that's a great feature too. All right, now we're gonna color, and today I have brought out a little something new for you guys. maybe you've seen these before or heard talk of them, but I have been using the Olo markers quite a bit. I'm not sure if I've seen Lori Craig here today, but she's kind of our resident Olo marker expert. And so maybe she's going to be around and popping in. If you are coming to Stamp Joy, we will be teaching with the Olo markers in the Friday class, and so you'll get to hear directly from Lori with tips and tricks and what makes these markers special. They are an alcohol marker, so they're very similar to a Copic, but one of the things that I really love is that you get basically two markers in one. So one end is one color, the other end is a different color, and they separate in the middle. So if you ever wanted to change them around and I want this color with something else, you just take the middle piece off and then you can screw it back together. And the great thing about these is one side of the marker has as much ink in it as a full Copic marker. So you're basically getting two Copic markers in one for the same price. So that is a great feature of the Olos. And that's all I'm going to cover on that today, and we're going to just talk about, coloring methods in general. But yeah, another reason to sign up for Stamp Joy if you want to try out these markers that people have been chattering about for a little bit now. I think, yes, I did grab the right one. All right, so I'm starting with the cool gray, and I'm just going to color the middle part of this pencil cup. I like to come in from the outside edges with a flicking motion, same as I would do with my other alcohol markers, leaving the center part a little bit lighter and white with that gray coming in from the edges. Now they have what's called a zero marker, which again is more like an eraser, if you will. So I'm going to take and erase that kind of contrast there between the color and the white, kind of draw that together. Then I decided, of course, I can't do without rainbow, so I am going to color my different supplies that are in the cup with a rainbow color combination. So we're going to start with a little pink on the paintbrush. The other great thing about Olo markers that I didn't mention is that it is fully customizable. So if you like the brush tip and you want both ends to be a brush tip, you can do that. And if you want one end to be a chisel tip and the other end to be a brush tip, then you can buy the same color and screw those together and have two different tips. So you get to be the decision maker when it comes to how you want to use your markers, which is another great feature of these. So we'll do a little bit of red now. Oh, Pamela's having a baby during Stamp Joy.
It's a Stamp Joy baby.
I think that's a good reason. But for anyone else who is thinking maybe you have plans already that weekend or not sure if you can attend, we do record all of the classes or all of the content, and then we put it out for you to view at any time. So even if you wanted to do it a month later or 5 months later or a year later, you could do that. So don't think that if you don't join that weekend that you can't attend. You can always go ahead and join us when it's convenient for you. So. And we do give away prizes and have fun giveaways during the event, but you don't have to be present to win. So if you sign up, your name is in the drawing. We contact you if you're a winner, even if you weren't at the event. So another reason that you don't have to worry about not being able to be there that exact weekend. You can still enjoy all the fun and get all the goodies and do all the things with us.
Somebody asked if these blend really well.
Yes, so very similar to the Copic markers, what you're used to with those. They're put in different color numbering systems. So here I've got CG1, and then you can see CG3 on this side and CG5. So that's cool gray. 1 is the lightest, 3 is the medium, 5 is the dark. I think there's a 7 and a 9, and they are meant to blend and kind of create that dimension with light to dark coloring. I'm not doing a lot of that on this image just because it's a pretty small space, and I'm doing this live, and so we just need to color it. I like to color larger spaces kind of in a little bit of a circular motion as I go around the image. We'll grab the next darker color and add a little bit of shading into this space. Have we started downstairs? When was the first shift? Okay.
Yeah, they started.
Hear the commotion. It's fun.
I know.
I'm on shift after this, after the live today, so. All right, we'll add a little bit of teal here and some purple.
I'm so excited for Stamp Joy. It's my 3rd Stamp Joy.
It is. You've done a virtual and you've done an in-person.
I love them both. Plus, I get to see what all the creative minds do. It helps me.
Yes. We're going to do a little teal on the top and the bottom because an all gray pencil cup isn't very fun. Coming in with the lighter color to blend that together, but still keep it light in the center. And then we'll come in with the darker of the teals and pull a little more color in from the edges. Here's where you can start to see a little bit of the blend of the colors because I've got a little bit more space to work with. All right. Here's our cute little pencil cup. Let's go ahead and cut these out then. Get my markers put away and my die cut machine. We have the coordinating die then that you received in the advent calendar to cut out the pencil cup, and then I'll be using the sentiment strips dies. So we just released these in December, and they are strips of different sizes that you can use to cut out words and phrases and sentiments easily. I grabbed that one because it fits just perfectly on that I totally made this sentiment. Jamie's asking Whitney if you're going to make all the projects at Stamp Joy.
Yes. I always try. I should say try. Now that I have my craft room set up.
That's right. I'm sorry, you can't be in your craft room for Stamp Joy though. You have to be in mine.
Yes.
But you can attend the
I'll
following
watch it
weekend.
later.
Yes. Those cut out. Now we get to put the fun stuff on the image to make it special. So, of course, you could just leave it colored like that, but we have this fun little baggie of extra goodies. We've got some Googles and wobbles. Googles and wobbles. We'll adhere the Googles. They fit perfectly on these eyes, and I believe if you're looking for more Googles than what came in your advent calendar, if you want to keep using this image with googly eyes, they are 10mm Google eyes is what fits perfectly in this space. Okay, that just adds so much. I love it.
I love it.
He's so cute. And then when you get him on a wobble spring, his little eyeballs jiggle when you tap the wobble. So we'll put the wobble spring on the back here. And then I'll show you what I've got. Got a couple other ways that you can decorate these tags too, so we'll get to that next. All wobble spring on the back. Now this part is always a little difficult to, oh, here's my die pick. The back part tends to be difficult for me to get off, so I usually use a die pick for this to pick off that sticker backing. And then you can adhere that down to your tag. Now my tag is not dry yet, but I have one that is dry, so I'm going to set this aside. We're going to use this on another project in a few minutes here. But here is the white tag that I did previously, and I put the paste on it, which is dry now. Here's my I Totally Made This, which we're going to pop up on a little piece of foam adhesive. And then look at him. There go its little eyeballs.
I love it.
Yes, I know Jill Hawkins is not here today. She works during the day, but she is the queen of googly eyes. So I might have to send her the leftover googly eyes from this advent calendar packaging. She would put them to good use. All right, then you could put some pretty ribbon on that, some cute twine, however you want to do it. I think I want to angle my sentiment too, so it kind of matches up with the angle of my image. And there we have our little I Totally Made This tag. Super cute. I hope you like it. Okay, we're gonna do one other project with the tag, and do I have my, can I have my, yes, scrap paper. Thank you. The words escape me as soon as I need to use them. That thing over there in the corner, I need it. Okay, so next I thought it would be fun to do something else with the tag. Let's say we're gonna put a little guy right about here. I'm not gonna tack him down quite yet, but I thought it would be fun to use my different sticky tape widths. So I have 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch, and cover them with different colors of glitter. So I'm actually going to adhere the stripes right down here. Now that I've set this one into place, I'm going to move my pencil cup off of the tag. We'll trim off the sides here. Maybe to save time, since I also want to get to that last thing, I'm going to do it all in the same color. Purple or pink? I know you don't know exactly the direction I'm going, but you guys vote. Purple or pink? Glitter. Let's see, somebody's asking if we'll sell more of the wooden tags. Probably not. I think those are something you could find at a local craft store. Yeah. Maybe a Hobby Lobby would have something like that.
This is a genius idea. I can do this.
You can do this. You
Put
stick the tape down.
Tape on a tag.
Yes. Pour some glitter over the top. Done. Check. Cute. Has anybody voted yet?
Both?
Purple, pink, both. Vicky wants both. Yes, I'll show you the sample where I did 3 different colors, but I'm trying to keep this one a little more simple so we can also have time to do one more project. All right, we're gonna pick this off. I think I'm gonna go with my die pick again. I like to try to pick it off in the middle of the tape because I don't like to have any edges that kind of fold over, and sometimes it's easy to get those if you're peeling from the edge of the tape. So I think we're gonna go with purple. Yes, I was gonna say that's what I thought I saw the most comments of.
Oh, someone's asking if you had a white paint preference that you used on the tag.
Oh yeah, if you want to get the one that I used, Whitney, we sell it at the Tailored Expressions store. So if you're looking for a little add-on to your next cart, it could get you over that $100 freebie level too. It is this one. So it's a Blick Studio Acrylic and it's pearl metallic. So yeah, that is available at the TE website. It's the only acrylic paint that we offer, and we use it for our gel press kit quite a bit, but obviously works for any kind of painting that you want to do. All right, so here is our jelly donut glitter.
My jelly donut sounds amazing right now.
Doesn't it? Ooh, that does sound good. Might need a little paintbrush to get that excess glitter off, or you can just kind of blow on it. I'm going to blow on it a second. There we go. Cute. Sparkly and beautiful. We'll put this away. And then I'll show you the one that I did earlier. So you can use multiple different colors of glitter as well. Might need my glitter vac too, Whitney.
Ooh, yes, I love her.
All the things I don't think of. Thank you. Thank you, Marilyn Monrobot. All right, we got our glitter mess cleaned up. Okay, so if you wanted to do multiple colors on the tag, you can definitely do that, and here's one that I did. So I started at the top with the pink glitter. I put down one piece of tape, covered it with the pink glitter, and then did the next piece of tape, took the backing off, covered that with teal glitter, and then took the last one with the backing off. So you just can't do them all at the same time, so it takes a little bit longer, but I think it turns out super fun and cute with multiple colors there too. And of course, if you don't want to do this on a tag, do it on a card. It looks really, really great on a card as well. Another great use for this tape is to use it with foil. So if you wanted to put down a piece of tape and place foil over the top, we did that on Advent Calendar Week 1 when we made the cute little bunny calendars. So lots of uses for that sticky tape. It's not just an adhesive. It does serves a lot of different purposes. So here are our tags that we've made, and then I wanted to bring this one in because another option you can do with these is emboss on top of them. So on this one, I placed my stencil over the top, making sure that it was adhered really well. I did not use pixie spray on this one because when you take that stencil away, your pixie spray residue could be left behind in the middles, and then you're going to cover it with embossing powder, and your powder is going to stick to that pixie spray. So I just taped really well all the way around the outside of the stencil and pressed Versamark through the stencil, and then I poured the 3 different colors of embossing powder over the top. Similarly to what I did with the glitter, I did the red first and then I heated it. I did the pink next and then heated that, and did the purple last and heated. So you have to heat in between each layer. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to use your leftover embossing powder because it's all going to mix together when you take it off the tag. So there are some options that you can do with your wooden tags, and of course you can use other imagery too if you don't want to use the Crafty Pencil Cup on your tags, but lots to play with there. I also love to give you more ideas. So I made up a quick card this morning, and we're going to do that with our last little dude here, our little crafty cup guy. Okay, so we're going to be using our super heavyweight A2 layer panels. This came out earlier in December, and these are 165 pound sugar cube panels. They are super thick, almost like a tag board, but they give a really nice sturdiness to a very simple card, which this is going to be just the panel on a card base. So that's why I went with this really heavy, lovely, thick, makes it feel really polished. When someone gets your card and they're like, ooh, this card has some weight to it. All right, so we're gonna take our square diagonal stitch stacklets. Love these things. I don't use the squares nearly enough, but this one provides a great landing spot for the little pencil cup. We're gonna position it at the top third of our project, and that's usually how I like to position these types of things. I don't like to center it. You could go towards the bottom, but I usually try to pick either top or bottom. Centering it gives you just a lot of excess space on both ends, and it's just a little more pleasing to the eye to center it, or not center it, put it up towards the top third. So as I've got that in place, we're going to tack that down with our Scotch removable tape and send that through the die cut machine. Because this has a little bit of extra just thickness to the paper, I am going to cut a piece of my scrap paper. I'm going to place that over the top. It's over the top of most of, maybe I'll cut a better one. I'd like it to be over the top of all of my piece. So because this is a little thicker cardstock, it gives a little more pressure through the die cut machine, and I don't want it to take on any of my marring from my cutting plates. And so putting a little piece of scrap paper, something very lightweight like a printer paper.
You said it right.
Oh, I had to think about it. I wanted to say typing paper.
I was waiting for it.
But just something really lightweight so you're not adding too much extra stress through the rollers. But that's going to keep your paper then from getting the marring on it that you might have on your cutting plates. And you can do that with any kind of paper. I do it a lot when I'm using foil cardstock too, because if you're getting all those little cut lines on your foil cardstock, it doesn't look very pretty. All right. That added pressure does sometimes get you a little bit of adhesive residue up here where you put your either Scotch removable or teal tape or whatever you're using to tack your die down. So just grab your adhesive square and erase that. Then we have our cute little guy that's going to sit on our wobble spring in the middle of this square. Just like that. Boop. Boop. Look at him wobble around there. All right, so we've got that little bit of added texture with the stitching, and now we just need a sentiment. I grabbed my Simple Strips Crafty box and I pulled out a couple of my favorites that I already had embossed and ready to go. I'm going to use Hello Crafty Friend. Now this one is super true. I used my good paper for you, and I thought that was especially funny because this is the best paper, the 165 pound. It doesn't get better than that. So. All right, we're gonna put our black foam sticky strips on the back of the black sentiments.
And you're using your black licorice today too.
Yes.
Really good paper.
Do we still have black licorice, or did
Yes,
everyone
we
buy
do.
it all? Okay.
We just restocked it, so.
Awesome.
Someone's asking if you're going to be doing a release next week.
Oh, next week we are not. No. I will be live on Tuesday.
And Friday.
And Friday.
We'll be here.
Yes, but there won't be any new product on Tuesday. We will have our end of year kind of retirement / inventory reduction sale starting on Tuesday. So you can tune in for details about that. And then, yeah, we'll create a project together and still hang out for a bit on Tuesday and Friday to finish out the Advent calendar. So next week, Friday, will be the last Advent calendar live that I will do. You'll have 2 more gifts to open up after that, but they don't actually make a project. So I won't be going live again after that. I'm kind of sad. I love the Advent calendar lives. It's kind of a fun way to, it's like the Chopped challenge where they have you create something with very few supplies.
Yes. And see how many things you can come up with.
How many different ways you can use this thing to do something cool. It's kind of a fun challenge. I've been enjoying it, and hopefully you guys have been learning and having fun with the items as well. All right, hello crafty friend. I used my good paper for you. Then we're going to adhere that down to our black licorice card base. Again, really nice and sturdy. This card is going to have a lot of weight to it, even with just these 2 layers. So I'm going to adhere that actually with my tape runner. It's already got quite a bit of lift to it with the pencil cup on the wobble spring and my foam sticky strips. So we'll just tack this down straight to the card base. And then the last step, I have to admit, it was giving me fits earlier. I laid down, anybody else do this? You lay down your rhinestones exactly where you want them, and then I dropped something. I think it was like my picker tool. I dropped my picker tool, and of course the rhinestones went pop, and they all flew all over the place, and so I had to do it all over again. And I think I yelled. I think I said, "Ah!"
Yeah, and I came running like, what happened?
What's wrong? Nothing. I just bungled all my rhinestones. So I'm going to use the rainbow rhinestones because I thought they looked cute with the rainbow coloring of the image, and they'll give a little bit of color and pop. So here's kind of what I'm going for. This one is already done. This was the bungled one that I had to do twice, but it's going to give me a good kind of plan for how to lay this out a second time. I always say if you have the opportunity to copy someone else's embellishment layout, do it. Every time, because you can kind of sit and fuss over embellishments for long periods of time. Trust me, I do. And then I still question, is that the best place for that one little dot?
I think about it for too long, and then I'm like, ah!
No, just never mind already. That's sometimes what I think. Okay, never mind.
But it always really makes the project pop, I feel, so.
Yeah, it needs some kind of, it's needed some kind of bling. And the card that I made prior to the live, if you missed that, when I brought it in screen, so it says, "You bling me joy, sending you handmade hugs," which is from the same Crafty Simple Strips set. And I thought, you bling me joy, well, you need some bling, right? All right, so let's go here. Maybe you caught this too, but I'm going in order: red, orange, yellow, and then over here will be the green, blues, and purple. Okay, we had a green here and a blue down here.
When in doubt, do rainbow.
Yes. Have you learned that's my mantra?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
That was one of the things that they trained me on.
When in doubt, just Taylor will do rainbow. Always. Okay. Grab my adhesive and my embelly jelly. Actually, I'm going to get these out of the way so I don't have to put my hand in them.
Don't bump it.
Okay. Nobody needs to hear me yell today. I feel like I have to be extra quiet while I do this.
Focus.
Shh. Don't wake the rhinestones. With me. All right, we're getting there. And you can add more too, because Jamie's here today and more is more.
Thank you, Jamie, for coming up with that, because I say it all the time. More is more. More candy, more coffee. More is great. Somebody's asking what embellishment this is.
This is our rainbow rhinestones. It comes in a bottle. Whitney just so cutely puts it out in my little dishes so that I can easily get to it. But the bottle comes with a mixture of all the colors together. It's called Bits and Pieces Rainbow Rhinestones. All right, should we bring it all back in? Let's do it. All the different ideas that you can do with your crafty pencil cup. Hopefully you're using your mini mitts often and not getting any of your burned fingers or thumbs. All right, there's this one. The little tags. There, we did this one with no little guy on it. Here, we'll put a little guy on there. All right. So now that we're done, do you have a favorite that's different than your first favorite? Or you still loving those mini mitts? I can't help it. I just want to wear them around the office.
They spread joy.
Yes, they definitely share joy, for sure. All right, you guys, I'm going to get downstairs and get to packing meals. So thank you for joining me again today for our Advent Calendar Live. Go check out Stamp Joy. It's at tailoredexpressions.com under Connect with Us Virtual Stamp Joy. It's happening in March, so we would love to have you if you haven't already signed up. And like I said a few minutes ago, I will be live next week on Tuesday. We'll create a fun little project together leading up to Christmas, and I hope you guys will make a little bit of time to join me. And then again, I'll see you one more time for Advent Calendar Lives on Friday next week. All right, hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.